In late 2017, our solar system was visited by what could be something created by advanced alien technology from a distant star. Other scientists have suggested in papers published as recently as this week that the visitor was just something that looked like this, a space rock made primarily of ice. But Professor Loeb says the evidence suggests this was no simple rock and that its origins were artificial, and asked why this object got so much attention in the scientific community. What happened? What was observed? How was it discovered? And what makes you think it was made possibly by alien technology?
This was the first object spotted near Earth that originated from outside the solar system. And we knew that because it was moving too fast to be bound to the sun. And so the first association of this object was with a comet that came from another star. The object was discovered by the Pan-STARRS telescope in Hawaii and was given the name Oumuamua, which means a scout in the Hawaiian language. And when astronomers tried to look for any cometary tail around it, they couldn't see any. And so it was clearly not a comet. The Spitzer Space Telescope looked very deeply for any gas around it, couldn't find any carbon-based molecules. So it was clearly not a comet of the type that we have seen before in the solar system. But people said, well, maybe it's an asteroid, just a bare rock that doesn't have any evaporation off its surface. The problem was that as more data came in, it became clear that the object has an extreme shape, because the amount of sunlight that it reflected was changing by a factor of 10. And that implied that it's 10 times longer than it is wide projected on the sky as it was tumbling. And moreover, the best fit to the data was that of a flat object, a pancake shape, not cigar shape. Sort of like a piece of paper tumbling in the wind. And moreover, after that, the object showed a deviation from an orbit that is shaped just by the sun's gravity. And the question was, what is pushing it away from the sun in such a smooth way, a force that declines inversely with distance squared from the sun? And the only sense I could make of that fact is that it must be pushed by reflecting sunlight. It's sort of like a sail, a very thin object that is pushed away from the sun by the reflection of sunlight. We've seen such an object actually again in September 2020 with the same telescope. It was given the name 2020 SO, and then astronomers realized that it came from the Earth. It's actually a rocket booster that was launched into space in 1966 as part of a mission to the moon. And we know that this object is thin because we produced it. And indeed, it showed a deviation as a result of reflecting sunlight and didn't show any cometary tail. So it shared the qualities of Oumuamua. We know we produced it. The question is, who produced Oumuamua? Nature doesn't make sails.